a void judgment?
Just a void judgment. It isn't a judgment. It's a void judgment. It's like saying an elephant is a tennis shoe. No, it's not. It's two completely different things. So a void judgment has nothing to do with the judgment is void. It's two completely different things. A void judgment. Greg, what was I telling you before that I was saying that one exists and one doesn't exist? Do you remember what I was telling you before about a void contract or something about a contract?
Well, it's a matter of, we talked about this 2 or 3 calls back about, you know, the modifying word and the primary word. Okay? And a void judgment is saying that it's a void judgment. All right? Judgment is void. Implies that, okay, imagine this. The judgment is. Okay? Let's get rid of the word void. The first part of your sentence is the judgment is. That is a statement that says that it exists. And then the last word is how it exists as void. Okay? Void judgment is saying that it's void. It doesn't exist. But you put the word is in there, it gives it life.
Oh.
All right?
So you don't say it's a void judgment because that's saying it is a void judgment. So how do you word it?
Just say a void judgment.
A void judgment.
Because if you say the judgment is void, if you subtract the word void, you just said the judgment is. You just recognized it.
So you're basically saying there is no judgment because that judgment couldn't possibly exist because it couldn't have existed based upon the way it was allegedly created. Because an attorney brought it to life. An attorney can't do that.
Right. So you have to avoid any word of acknowledgement of existence, which the verb is provides.
Okay, well, I thought that Karl said to say it's a void judgment, which is, it is a void judgment. So that's not the right one-sentence claim. So is that correct, or did I hear that wrong?
Right. It is a void judgment altogether.
Okay.
Right.
It is a void judgment. Okay, I thought that's what I heard.
Not the judgment is void.
I gotcha. Okay, the void has to describe the judgment.
Right.
Well,
kind of. A judgment does not exist. So the judgment doesn't even exist. So how do you describe a judgment that doesn't even exist? It's a void judgment. It's saying what you think is.
If you want to be cute, you can say it is a void judgment ab initio.
Okay.
From beginning.
Don't go Latin. Don't go Latin on them, man, because they can respond.
Okay, just use plain English.
Right.
It's a void judgment from the beginning.
Yeah.
From the beginning. Okay.
Well, say from that date, from the date that it was, the date that it was created, the date that it was issued, April 1st, whatever. There's been a void judgment, controlling this case, so that a void judgment is attempting to control this case. So there's a void judgment interfering with my rights. So there's a void judgment interfering with my property.